It may be criminal to admit that you like the Marx Brothers after a certain point in their career. I mean, let's face it, as the boys got older, their magic kind of dried up. What is notable about their best work is the way in which it tweaks the nose of pomposity, but also seemed to be a journey through the current slate of respectable American institutions. The Coconuts took on the capitalist fervor of the California property boom of the late 1920s. Animal Crackers tackled the questionable myths of adventurers and explorers. Duck Soup was a satire about politics and war. Horse Feathers dealt with the culture of academia. And A Night at the Opera was about the pompous culture of the music world. And then there's everything else. The brothers made 14 features together, and for various reasons, a lot of them were kind of terrible. A Day at the Races, The Big Store, Go West. There was something missing, something off, something a little creaky. The old magic just wasn't there anymore. Which brings me to A Night in Casablanca, which may be the best film they made in their latter years, but that's not saying much. The boys are older and their timing seems off, and there doesn't seem to be a satire here, just antics. Feels more like a Three Stooges short than a Marx Brothers adventure. But I kind of hold this movie in my heart because it was the first Marx Brothers movie that I saw. And it's hard to separate the experience of being first introduced to their brand of anarchy, even if it resides in one of their lesser works. The plot is half-baked. It's a sort of parody of Casablanca, with the boys running a hotel and running headlong into a plot by some Nazis to steal some stolen treasure. But nobody's really here for the plot, they're here for the plots. And mostly the boys don't disappoint. I do love this.
Say, what do you think you're doing? Holding up the building? Come on!
But the movie has an array of problems. It's slow, the comic timing's off, save for Groucho's one-liners. The leading lady, Lizette Vera, is kind of a bore. The supporting players are all just pegs to bounce jokes off of, and to explain the plot we don't really care about. And the closing chase scene kind of goes on forever. But the movie is not totally worthless. Aside from Groucho's jokes, there's Chico's rendition of the Beer Barrel Polka. And of course Harpo gets his trademark scene in which he stops the movie cold so he can give us a magical solo on the harp. For me, this is one of those moments in the movies when you stop for a second and time kind of stands still. Like Mr. Bernstein and Citizen Kane talking about the girl in the ferry, or Judy Garland singing Over the Rainbow, or Gene Kelly and Singing in the Rain. Harpo here plays the Hungarian Rhapsody, and he seems so happy, and you can feel his joy. It's almost worth watching the movie just for this scene. I also get joy out of the legend behind the scenes, which may be bogus since it was told by Groucho himself. This is one of a handful of Marx Brothers comedies made by United Artists, and due to its title it was said to have been threatened by a lawsuit by Warner Brothers, which had produced Casablanca. Groucho said that he responded by reminding the studio heads that the Marx Brothers were using the word brothers before Warner's was even a studio. I really hope that's true. For Armchair Cinema, I'm Jerry Dean Roberts. I'll see you next time.
À toi les pleurs, à toi les larmes, car en amour chacun fera son tour. Tu reconnais tes propres âmes.